Welcome back guys to another video. Today we're going to go through a game that I played. This was one of my best games today, and we're just going to see how controlling the center and how the knights can actually be utilized, and just how important it is to have control of the center. And yeah, without further ado, we'll just start. And also towards the end I'm going to show you the response to the 4-move checkmate as well, so just to help you get out of that. So if someone tries the 4-move checkmate on you, you'll know what to do straight after that. Okay, so here we go. So totally do a different opening here. He's trying to control the center here, so he's putting pressure on our pawn. This is probably his first mistake, because in the start of the game the center pawns are worth more than your outer pawns, but the funny thing is towards the end game your outer pawns are actually worth more, because the reason is it's a lot harder for the king to stop the pawns from promoting later on in the game. So I take, because it's worth more, and he's got a decent start here already. And then I B and shadow the bishop, so controlling this long diagonal. This is where you want to leave your bishops. You want them getting along this long diagonal as much as you can, even in the center. So if you can control just as many squares as you can for your bishop, for all your pieces, as long as you put on the squares where they control the most of the board, the game should go really good for you, as long as they're coordinated with your pieces. So he defends his pawn. So technically speaking, what he should have done, he went here, and that's very passive. So what he should have done was here, because the reason is he's already defending this spot with the knight, and then he would have controlled these squares, which would have been very important. But he was very passive, so this was his first mistake. And plus, he's leaving a pawn here as well, which he should have taken as well. He could have really had a good start with the opening here, but he's let me go. So he's developing his knight. That's pretty good. I'd do development as well. He finally does the move I told him he should do. Now I'm targeting the bishop. Runs away. And now the reason is this is such a good move. It gives us a tempo. So the reason is if he takes here, it gives us to put the bishop out, so we can actually put our bishop out, and he wastes move. He doesn't actually develop a piece. Okay, so now all of a sudden we're starting to control the center of the board. At the same time, he sort of let us do it as well, so he could have played a little bit better. And even that one as well. So got to be careful of this one, I guess, as well. So this is what we need to be doing too, is just looking where their pieces can go. This is the reason why we do move the pawns up, to stop these knights and stop these bishops from going on those squares. Okay, even the light squared when it was there. It just stops it from going there, and it controls more of the board. So say if the bishop was here, the pawn was here, and the bishop was back here, then you couldn't go here, couldn't go here. It would only be restricted to these squares here, which is very good for us. Alright, so we've taken the pawn, he castles, and then we throw the knight in, and he wants to open up the center now, so he's eyeing down the king. So we castle, because if we stay out there, that could be a future pin, so that could mean trouble. So that's the reason why we need to make sure that we actually castle. It's easy to forget the castle, and then our opponents will make us pay. So we take, we've got one defender here. So 2 attackers, 2 defenders, perfect. So now our knight is key. So this is what you call an outpost. So an outpost is a piece that's going to be very hard to move off its place. So if you have a look at this board, it's going to be very hard for this knight to be off this spot. So this is a powerful knight. It's in the center. So what you don't want is your knights over here. So let's say your knight was here. You would only control 4 squares. But look at this. Look at this knight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It can control up to 8 squares. That's a good knight. This one, if it was over there, not so good. So yeah. See, he runs away because we were actually attacking that. So now we're eyeing down the king. So the thing is too, it's all these pieces are on the back rank as well. We're starting to get good development. Really nice bishop. His bishop's a little bit funny because we are restricting him as well. So we are restricting the bishop as well, if you have a look. So he pushes through, trying to create something out of nothing. Now we're pinning the queen. So now we're threatening possibly in the future to do a check here and then take his queen. That's what I was actually thinking at the time. So he runs away because he's worried about that. He actually sees it. So now we're eyeing down this square because this one's undefended. So if we have a look, we always can find at this rank, even this one too, that there's undefended pieces. And with this game, actually my pieces were all coordinated pretty well. So this is something I've improved in my game, and it's definitely paying the. Yeah, and now we're defending twice now to his once. So this is really good. So he's moved and weakened this square. We don't have the bishop. We don't have the dark square bishop, which would be nice right now. We still have the queen. We are controlling the center. So him moving this spot probably isn't ideal. So he's weakening his king. So what he should be doing is trying to get his pieces, his rooks into play. His rook's not doing anything there. So he could have really start targeting here. But we've got, like, you know, the rook and the queen. Everything's just looking so good. So now, because we've got the bishop and the queen here lined up here, if he takes here, it's checkmate. Okay? So he sees that, but he doesn't see the other threat. If you pause it, can you see the checkmate here? And all it is that. And then it's game over. Okay, that was my game of the day. And yeah, I had a really good solid day. And this is the second game I'm going to show you. This is the 4-move checkmate. If I turn it around, this is what it looks like. So you've got the queen here eyeing down here, and it's our move. So if you have a look here, have a look and try and guess where you would move. Okay, the move is there, because then you're just defending this square. But you've got to be very careful, because eventually what will happen is these pawns will come down and try and knock this knight off. Sometimes there, and take that. So you've really got to be careful, and then try and get all your pieces activated. Try and castle as well. You could probably try and castle queen side at this side. So you try and get all your pieces out as much as you can, and then castle. And you wouldn't be doing too bad then. Okay, and that's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.